I mean, look, I'm just in the middle of nowhere in this random like field I found just shooting the video, like, and it's getting kind of dark soon. So I'm like, holy fuck, I want to film it before sunset so I get everything done. But even if it gets dark, I think I'll just finish it anyway because you can still hear me, you can remotely see me. So I think that's enough. You don't need the whole fucking background of everything, right? You have some rocks, good enough. You can hear my voice, good enough. You get the point, It's like imagine I'm just talking to you in real life. You're not gonna care so much about the background if it's dark, as long as you can see me and hear me, and we're having a good time. Like that's all that really matters, right? Okay, so this part of the course is about finding what you want to talk about. So if you can't immediately channel lightning, that's okay. There are some ways maybe we can ease ourselves into it. So I came up with this idea called an impact funnel, where it's kind of like you try and imagine what is the most amount of impact you can give to a person. And I would assume if you are some sort of healer, guide, or coach or something, that would be you working with them one-on-one, right? Then they have full access to your energy, your time, your knowledge, right? But let's say that's too expensive for someone, or you don't have the time to do it, or what have you, right? Like that's really hard to access for you. That's the hardest level of accessibility, basically, for people to reach you in that way, right? You can only do one at a time as well. So then, okay, if you don't do one-on-one, what is another version of that offering, right? How can you capture some of that essence of a one-on-one, but in a more accessible format, right? And maybe less expensive as well. Okay, maybe you make a course like this one, right? Maybe you do a webinar, maybe you write a book, right? So then you still contain some of that knowledge, some of that service, some of that energy, right? Sure, it's not live, it's not one-on-one, but you're still capturing some of that lightning, and then they can receive it, right? So then it's less expensive, but it's easier to access. And then eventually, if you keep going down the funnel, you get to content, you get to reels, right? You can make one minute reel that's super quick, that's free to watch, and it's super accessible, right? You just go on your phone and you can watch it. You don't need to download a ebook. You don't need to pay for a course. You don't need to log into a thing. You don't need to book a time or to do a one-on-one, right? You just watch it. It's super quick. But even though like the impact is lower than on one-on-one, because it's so accessible, imagine that video goes viral, or even let's say 1,000 views, right? And 1,000 people saw that video, 1,000 people liked it. That's still 1,000 people getting some of that impact, some of that service, some of that energy, some of your gift from you, right? And imagine you multiply that by 1,000, 10,000, million. That's still a lot of impact, like net impact into the human race. So this whole thing is about like, not just how you can get followers and clients, right? But ultimately, it's about how can you give genuine impact into the world and contribute into the earth somehow, right? And it doesn't need to be anything holy or divine or something. Like, for example, my brother helping people play video games. It's like that's his contribution, right? Say what you will of video games. It doesn't really matter. It's like as long as you are I think like doing something meaningful or fun with another human being, I think you are contributing some way. You're sending your love in different forms of the package, whether it's like an astrology reading or you're teaching someone how to play video games or whatever, right? You are offering your energy and gift into this world. So basically, boom, into the reel, right? So it's like, well, imagine you're doing a one-on-one with someone, or you wrote a book, or you're gonna do a course. It's like, how can you take a piece of that course, that book, that one-on-one, and you just put it into a reel so that people can still feel you on a minuscule level what you're like. Yeah, it's like, oh, maybe you're like a nervous regulation coach or something, and then usually you might share some exercises or some ways of meditating or breathing techniques to help people regulate, right? And of course, those techniques will be tailored to the specific person, but you can still just share it to give people an idea. Hey, this is a breathing technique I often give to my clients that I think is really useful, or I use it when I feel X, right? And then you just make a quick video talking about why you use it and how to do it, right? Then boom, that's a piece of your impact in the smallest part of the impact funnel, and someone might watch that. They might be like, oh, this is really helpful. I really like you. I like what you're offering. I like your vibes. How can I learn more? Okay, your book, your course, maybe I'll book on one-on-one, right? And boom, that's kind of the the funnel, right? It's not a click funnel. We are trying to scam people into buying your bullshit, but you're genuinely trying to give people as much value as possible, right? And when they can't afford or access your value at its highest, how can you just convert and transmute the highest version of that into something more digestible, right? That's the whole point. So when you think about, okay, what should I talk about? It's like you can think about it from that angle. If I'm going to help someone with my expertise, with what I'm good at, what would I actually, what am I likely to actually say to people? Or I'm sure, if you already had tons of clients, or if you just talk to your friends about what you love, you probably talk about the same thing over and over, or certain things that make you really excited. Those are the things that you want to make a reel about, and share it, in a 1 minute, 2 minute reel, as much as you can. And I think that will be a good way to get the ball rolling. And then eventually you'll just, like, once you're in the flow of things, like, ideas will just show up, and then it's like God's like, okay, this guy, he's on board, he's activated, he's flowing. Now I'm just gonna keep sending him ideas because I know he's gonna do it, right? Then you just start flowing, and then you're just churning content like it's nothing. You're not overthinking, you're not over editing, you're not overdoing anything. You're just flowing, and you're just sending. That's the goal.